Hi, I'm back with some more Kingdom Hearts. Gonna use some more Proud quests. I'm gonna have the podcast TBTL on in the background.
Doing anything.
Well, that's,
as a matter of fact.
honestly, that's a little bit a part of it too. I mean, truthfully, the thought didn't cross my mind, which I feel really bad about. And next year, if we do this again, I'm going to at least throw out the invite, which I'm sure you'll politely demur on. I'm getting big thumbs up from Newman and Kevin on that idea, by the way. So you're golden. But I also think that this is a group of not small guys inside a pretty small condo with a not small amount of vodka and Red Bull and the shenanigans that will ensue. And I kind of feel like you would have a really fun time for about up until 11 o'clock at night on the first night in that environment. And I think day 2, my guess is you would be really ready for some Andrew time. I don't know how much fun you would have over the course of the entire trip, but I couldn't miss reading like what do you like to do for fun.
Yeah, no, I think it's a case-by-case thing. I will tell you, in all seriousness, and I'm being very serious here, I am very much looking forward to this weekend. I am not actually jealous at all. I mean, only jealous in the way that, I feel like I'm at work a little bit right now. I love my work, but, and you're like out on a drive going to do something fun.
Right.
Like, I was sort of teasing, but sure, there's a little bit of that just within the space of this podcast today. But beyond that, there's no jealousy. And as far as next year is concerned, I'll tell you what I'll start doing now is I'll start planning little workshops and stuff. Like I can teach you guys how to play Hearthstone next year. We can do I don't know how you feel about a candle making workshop, or maybe even, start saving those carcasses because it's July and that's stock making time, man.
Absolutely. That's the carcass season. Obviously, carcass, bro. We're seeing something we ain't never seen before. Andrew says, by the way, that if he comes next year, he's going to teach a Hearthstone class, how to play it, and also how to do candle making, because those are two of his hobbies that he's been working on. Would that be welcome for the Shenanigans, you guys?
Shenanigans.
Yeah. In fact, Newman was just saying, as we lit out on this trip, that as we get older, our ability to punish our bodies with adult beverages and lack of sleep goes down. And, I mean, candle making might be the perfect distraction from that next year.
Yeah, I was thinking about our time in Arizona. I really, for 2 nights in a row in Arizona, I remember just thinking, this is going to be off the hook. And then both nights we just watched hours and hours of Family Feud. And I'm not complaining.
And some cash cab.
And some cash cab and that other awful one. And I'm not complaining about that. I'm just saying, things off the hook really kind of changes meaning as you get older. And in fact, people probably stopped saying off the hook several decades ago.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that for us generally, this party is going to be on the hook.
So you guys are going to be out on a boat this weekend, huh? Tell me everything.
Yeah, this is very exciting. Our friend Race has a really cool ski boat. He's coming over from Eastern Washington, from Walla Walla, and so this is the tradition as well. He brings the boat over. We take that bad boy out on the water. It's one of those boats that has, it's so fancy. It has one of those racks that you can attach, like wakeboarding, rope to, or water skiing rope. But it's sort of an arch that goes up over the boat. It also has these ludicrously large and quality audio speakers mounted as part of it. So we get out there, get some purple drink in our prayer cup, get some music going, and really enjoy ourselves for the weekend. So that's going to be part of it. But when you're out there on the boat, you want to look your best, obviously. And I realized yesterday was kind of a busy day for me because I had to tie up a bunch of loose ends before this trip started and then my whole vacation thing. So I had an extremely detailed to-do list yesterday, Andrew. And what I realized was, in running around and doing all these things, I missed one key element, and that was get a haircut. It was on the list, but I just spaced it for some reason. And so at 7:48 or something last night, as I was watching the Mariners' slow speed crash called 0 runs against the Yankees, I looked down and realized, oh my gosh, the haircut place closes in 12 minutes. And I called them, and they didn't even pick up the phone, which told me that they were not interested in letting me come in at 8:01 for a haircut. And so I realized that today was going to be driving to Seattle and getting in Newman's car and then heading for Chelan. And then this was no time for a haircut, so I took evasive action and I cut my own hair last night. In the mirror, using a mirror, and then looking into the mirror. Also, I had conservatively 1 bottle of wine at this point.
Okay, a lot of things wrong here. Let's start with the question, where was Harry? Like, did she just want no part of this at all?
My wife happened to be in Seattle last night, of all places, so I was left to my own decision-making, which is never a good thing.
If she had been in Bellingham, would you have asked her to cut your hair? And would you have done it?
Yes, I would have asked her, and yes, she would have done it. Because let me clarify. I didn't give myself like a full. Well, let me ask you this: are you familiar with the haircut that the guy in Fury Road, who's chained up and playing the electric guitar? Are you familiar with his haircut? That's basically what my hair looks like now.
So that was the other thing I wanted. Yeah. So you're not. Well, wait. Maybe that's super cool. Do you have a super cool cut, or do you have some regrets?
I would say I have some regrets on how it turned out. No, actually, in all truthfulness, it's just that the nape of my neck, the bottom of my, I wish there was a hair salon called Just Next. I'm getting a thumbs up from Camaro on that. Would you visit that place as well?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But really, most of the time, all I need is my neck and I guess, the part that goes behind my ears. I just want that cleaned up. I don't like that growing out and being scraggly. As I've complained many times on the show, it's not like I have too much hair on the top of my head. That is not the issue. The issue is that the neckline grows out way fast. Now, by the way, I do know that some salons will offer you free maintenance on that. Like if you go in, you just I just want to get the sides and the back, whatever cleaned up. They'll just do that for you. But most salons, still, you have to schedule it kind of way in advance, even if you're just sitting down in the chair for 5 minutes. And so that's the practical problem with that. I'm usually thinking about this at the last minute. So I realized that I wanted to just shave the kind of back area so that it looked a little bit cleaner, a little bit better. I have 2 different personal grooming machines that, by the way, my wife has bought me at 2 different points in my life, which I feel like is trying to send a message about a need for personal grooming that I have in terms of like body hair. And so both of them were broken. I don't know what happened. I changed the batteries. I couldn't get either one to work. So what I ended up using were some little like scissors from like a sewing kit kind of a thing, and then an actual razor, like a Bic safety razor. So I tried to take the first level off with the scissors, and then I tried to shave it with the safety razor. Again, all of this by myself, somewhat buzzed.
Yeah, I'm picturing you when you mentioned the drinking the booze while you're doing it. I know it's wine, but I'm going to say booze for effect here.
Sure.
I'm picturing any movie where an action man gets shot in the arm, and then he needs to remove the bullet himself, right?
Yes.
And you've got your tourniquet, I'm assuming, tight around your neck. You pull the cork out of the bottle with your own teeth.
Yep.
You take a big slug.
Sterilize it.
But then this is important. You take a big slug of it, but then you pour a bunch of it back on your neck to clean the area. Then you grimace and you start cutting away at the hair. Did I kind of capture the scene there?
Yes, you did perfectly, but then the song Needle in the Hay by Elliott Smith starts playing, and I begin methodically shaving my head in a mania that can only be described as Luke Wilson-esque.
Right, wow. That just went to a different level of darkness. Well, so will you do it again? Like, will you say, well, this didn't go perfectly, but I've learned I can do it and I can improve on this?
Well, let me ask the guys, did you notice, like, the back of my hair looking weird? Or, hold on, I'm turning around in the car now, facing backwards towards Seattle, trying to show my neck to Camaro and Newman. What would your review be, Kevin?
Wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Wow, they're giving me a positive review. Well, that's great. That just saved me hundreds of dollars a year to know that I can just do that myself. Well, that's good. This has turned out better than I thought it was going to. Oh, wait a second. Hold on a second. Now, Newman's contextualizing. Wait a second, Andrew.
Well, you may want to qualify the raters on this one who are giving feedback, I think, because I'm a shit show. I've got uneven back neckline. I haven't had a haircut in a while. I've got some sort of ducktail going on back there. I don't know what's happening, but yours looks great.
I thought you were going to say that it was. I thought you were going to say my haircut looks like it always does, which is terrible. I was taking it, you wouldn't have known that I did it myself to be a compliment, but I was expecting you to say, it just looks like it's your normal bad haircut. You're saying that you're not exactly Vidal Sassoon up there.
I'm not. I shouldn't degrade Camaro Kev like that. I'm speaking of myself, yes.
I was able to get a nice little cut about a week ago. I kind of planned this out. Not looking too fresh, but yeah, I'm totally with you on that neck cleaning up situation. That thing kills me. That's the number one thing I need done is cleaning my neck up. I swear, a week after I get it cut, I need it done.
I want a restaurant that's called Edge that just serves the burned edges of things, and I want a hair place called Neck that just takes care of your neck. So, anyway, that's the latest on my hairdo situation. What are your plans for this weekend, Mr. Walsh?
I don't think I have any. Genevieve has plans tomorrow night, so I'm going to do my favorite thing to do on a Saturday, which is clean the hell out of the house on Saturday day, and then enjoy the fruits of my labor on Saturday night by just being in my clean house. Also, I downloaded the game RBI Baseball for the old Xbox last week, and I'll tell you what, I have a very bad track record when it comes to buying video games and then actually playing them. The only game I consistently play since Mario Kart left my life is the Madden football game. But then I download these really expensive games, and I'm like, yeah, I'll play this one, and then I never do. I don't think I'm that much of a video game guy. But I'll tell you what, Luke, RBI Baseball is great. You can just you can dial up your team, play all the Mariners that drive you crazy in real life. Now they drive me crazy even more because they're all so bad in the video game.
So that one, RBI Baseball, those are real. You get to use real teams and real player names.
Yeah, that's what's fun about it. And what got me into it is you saw that I have this Game Boy now, right? And I have a cartridge for just like classical Nintendo baseball for it. And I was playing that, and I was like, wow, I remember these controls. I mean, the baseball game is very basic. And then I was like, I wonder what the modern equivalent is. And of course I remembered, RBI Baseball, that rings a bell. It was one of the cheapest games I ever played. And the cool thing about baseball games is they don't get overly complicated. Like, they are just like a few buttons. Get on base, run, hit, throw. So anyway,
get your tooth broken when Luke throws a Nintendo controller at you.
Right.
We're that's all crazy because he kept stealing bases until he committed an error.
Then swallow the tooth and have your mom say something real gross and real memorable.
But anyway, can I have something really quick? Because when I said RBI Baseball, that's the one with the real players. Camaro and Newman both just they both nod. They both shook their heads. No way, Jose. Is it a different version of RBI Baseball? Do you have an updated version?
I don't know. I just have this year's RBI Baseball for the Xbox.
Okay.
So you get to choose your lineup. But yeah, it's all the real. I always play the Mariners, and it's all the real players.
Oh, okay. Wow. So maybe they updated it or something from the old days.
Yeah, no, you got what's his name? Mario on the mound. You got Luigi out in center field. It's all the regular Mariners.
The team is managed by a Koopa Trooper.
Always gets kicked out of the game. Real anger management issues with that one. Yeah, by the way, just back to the haircut thing for 1 second. I don't know if this is interesting. It's got to be more interesting than me talking about playing stupid video games, but I've probably never mentioned this to you before, but I'm growing my beard out just a little bit. And, during our road trip, obviously I was making a big joke about that, not shaving my beard. Well, I came home and I tried to electric razor like I usually do, only I put it on the setting that would be like the longest. That way, because I don't want it to be unkempt, right? I just want it to grow out. I've never had a beard, if I can put it this way.
You want it to be kempt.
I want it to be kempt. I have never had a beard that gravity could act on in any way, if that makes sense. I've always kept it so tight. But unfortunately, using my electric razor again, even on the longest setting, it still ended up being too short. So now I'm in this new phase of my life where I'm just standing in the mirror with just like small little scissors trying to trim it back in the areas where it looks like it's like, you know, off center or growing too much out. And I gotta say, it is definitely not the easiest thing to do because you can easily end up with. Where are you guys? What's going on?
We're stopping for gas, by the way. So I'm gonna just hang out in the car.
I see. Because this is fascinating. I don't think these guys want to miss this. Anyway, so
I'll repeat it all back to them when they get in the car. Don't worry.
Don't do it now. Like, save that. Save that for when you guys are just like wilding out tonight or tomorrow night. This is a good story. But anyway, it is nerve-wracking because it's not unlike what you were doing with your neck. Like, you got to keep it even, and one mistake, and you're gonna have to shave the whole thing off, right?
Right.
And that
Yes.
is a nightmare. I literally had a nightmare the other day. Or I guess the other night, I woke up and I realized in the nightmare that I was trying to cut my beard, trim my beard back a little bit, and I cut a big patch out of it. And I remember turning to Genevieve and being like, I gotta shave the whole thing off now. So you can tell I got a lot of real problems in my life.
Beard-related stress dreams. I feel like that's in the neighborhood of being a potential show title.
Big thanks, Thrive Market, for supporting TBTL this summer. And we're asking you to support Thrive Market since they support us. It seems only fair. Thrive Market is a new online store that sells premium, organic, healthy products at wholesale prices and ships them directly to your door. Luke, this is exactly what your life kind of revolves around these days, right? Like online shopping and eating healthy and getting good deals.
That's right. It is a major life hack, buddy. And if you go to thrivemarket.com/TBTL, you're not just going to have access to all of the great savings that just occur over at Thrive Market, but you'll get an additional 25% off your first order plus free shipping. So this is what we want you to do. We want you to go to thrivemarket.com/TBTL, sign up for the free 30-day trial, and if it's at the end of that time, if it's making your life better, if it's making your life easier, if things are more affordable for you, and you're just like, this is working, then stick with it. If not, that's fine too, but I think you're going to end up liking this thing. Life is... You know, the irony, Andrew, is before we started recording the spot, we were both complaining to each other about how busy our life is. But this is a thing that's going to make your life simpler and also make your life better, because we all know that we want to try to eat healthier, we want to try to eat stuff that's locally sourced, cruelty-free. That's another thing with this. You can search for stuff based on social and environmental categories on Thrive Market. Gluten-free, paleo, vegan, whatever it is you're looking for, they've got it. Plus, they have lots of regular stuff too. You want to get peanut butter, you want to get chocolate, you want to get the staples that you have around your house. I don't think they actually sell staples. I don't think so. But they sell just about any kind of food. No, definitely don't. But they've got just about anything you can imagine. They've got great deals on it. And again, they support TBTL. We'd love you to support them by going to thrivemarket.com/TBTL and signing up for the 30-day free trial.
Hello and welcome to Top Story.
Our top story today, and I need to actually jump onto Twitter and remember who it was who tweeted this at me so I can give them a hat tip, because I would not have known about this. I mean, I think I had a sense that public swimming pools were a little grody at times, but a specific listener, Tim tweeted at me. He said, I think it's time to switch to black coffee because of the contents of this article I'm about to read to you. Joe Craven McGinty, writing in, I think it's the Wall Street Journal, an artificial sweetener found in more than 4,000 foods, beverages, and pharmaceutical products turns up in swimming pools in unusually high concentrations. According to Lindsay Blackstock, a doctoral student in analytical and environmental toxicology, quote, "It's evidence that people are peeing in pools." So let me just restate that for everyone. They're finding all of this artificial sweetener. It's actually sold under the brand name Sunnit. It's, I won't even try to read the technical name because it's like 87 letters long, but it's 200 times sweeter than sugar. It represents 8% of the global high-intensity sweeteners market. It's used in baking goods, frozen desserts, chewing gum, diet sodas, sports drinks, fruit juices,